Hey guys, Randy here with Rescue Drive, and today we're going to look at a new feature that's included in the latest version of Rescue Drive called Data Vault. So those of you who are familiar with Bounce Back and now Rescue Drive know that this software pioneered creating a bootable backup to an external drive. And the way it's done that is it creates a mirror or a copy of the internal system drive to the backup drive. And what Data Vault is going to try to accomplish here is to solve two problems. The first problem being that whenever we perform a full system backup, we always wipe out the entire contents of the backup drive. So anything else that we might have wanted to store on the backup drive will always get wiped out whenever we perform a new full system backup. The other issue is as you'll notice on this system, we're mirroring or copying a 256 gigabyte drive to a 500 gigabyte target. And actually, there's not a whole lot of data installed in the C drive of the system. There's only 42 gigabytes. And so that's basically all that's going to occupy the backup drive when we perform our full system backup. So we're really wasting a lot of space on the backup drive. So what we want to try to accomplish here with the Data Vault is a way that we can create a new drive, an extra drive on the backup drive that allows us to store other stuff. And then whenever we perform a new full system backup, that drive doesn't get wiped out. So we've already performed the sort of normal mirror backup to the backup drive. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happens when we create a data vault. So I'm going to go ahead and select to create a full system backup. And currently we have the one option is to create a startup boot menu. And at this point we're prompted if we want to create our data vault. So we're going to go ahead and select yes, and then click next. And at this point, we're prompted if we want to create Bitlocker full disk encryption. And one of the little tricks of Rescue Drive is if you click back, you can get access to the partition structure. And here we can see that rather than only creating two partitions on the backup drive, we're going to create a third with our data vault. And if you hover over the Windows drive on the backup drive, you can see our 42 gigabytes of used space. So we're actually going to go ahead and make our data vault so it's bigger than the default that the program has selected. If you take a look, we're actually going to just try to maintain the same partition sizes on the backup drive whenever we use our data vault. But on this system, since there's so much free space, let's just go ahead and make our data vault larger. So let's try to get it here about 300 gigabytes. And we're not going to choose encryption. And we'll go ahead and start our backup. And at this point, you'll see that we've now created our data vault with 300 gigabyte capacity. So the nice thing about this is when the backup completes, we now have this area on the backup drive where we can just store our stuff. We can store whatever we want. We can store pictures, we can store videos, and whenever we launch a full system backup, it's going to make sure that that drive never gets deleted. We can also do data only backup with Rescue Drive to this drive. And potentially you can do other things like if you wanted to sync your OneDrive folder into this extra drive, you can also do that. And while we're waiting for our partitioning and formatting to complete, we've also been able to share these drives on our home network as well. So that sort of thing is also an option. And let's go ahead and fast forward it a little bit here as we format our data vault. And now we've launched our first backup. So for the purposes of this video, let's go ahead and cancel this backup. And now let's go ahead and launch another full system backup. And this time you'll notice that the data vault defaults to being turned on. It recognizes that a data vault exists on the backup drive. If we select to turn the data vault off, we get a warning telling us that the next time we do our full system backup, we're going to wipe the entire drive and the data vault will get wiped as well. So we definitely don't want to do that. And now when we launch our second full system backup, you'll notice that this time we don't wipe the entire backup drive. We're only going to wipe the drives that correspond to a drive on the source drive that also have a drive letter assigned. So for this system, we're only going to wipe our D drive. We then recreate the partition. We format that partition, and then we immediately launch the next backup. So now what we've done is, with our data vault, we've created our backup drive such that we can launch full system backups, we can launch incremental backups, we can do whatever we want, and we're never going to wipe the data vault. And so also remember that you can also create data-only backups with Rescue Drive, and those data-only backups can target that data vault. Data-only backups create file versions each time a backup is launched, so we can maintain our backup history on the data vault independent of the full system backup that we've created in the area in front of the data vault on the Rescue Drive. So a pretty cool setup where we can create bootable backups to our backup target, and then we can also have a space where we can do data-only backups or store things that are only stored on the backup drive and not on the system drive. So that's an introduction to Data Vault for Rescue Drive. Thanks a lot for watching.